Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hit his second career grand slam to lead a 4-homer barrage, and the Toronto Blue Jays completed a doubleheader shutout sweep of the visiting Texas Rangers with a 10-0 victory Sunday afternoon at Buffalo. N.Y.Randal Grichuk added a 2-run home run, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and George Springer each had solo shots for the Blue Jays, who swept the 3-game series. The Blue Jays won the first game of the doubleheader 5-0. And took the season series between the teams 4-2. Toronto left-hander Steven Matz, 8-4, allowed 3 hits and no walks while striking out 2 in 5 innings. Texas right-hander Mike Foltynewicz, 2-9, allowed 10 runs, 8 hits, 4 home runs, and 2 walks in 1 2/3 innings. Blue Jays 5, Rangers 0. Game 1. Danny Jansen hit a solo home run. Left-hander Hyun-Jin Ryu pitched 7 strong innings, and Toronto defeated visiting Texas in the first game of a doubleheader in Buffalo. Ryu, 9-5, allowed 3 hits and 1 walk while striking out 4 in pitching the complete game. Texas left-hander Kobe Allard, 2-7, allowed 5 runs, 7 hits and 1 walk in 5 1/3 innings. He struck out 1. Yankees 9. Red Sox 1. Jameson Taillon pitched effectively into the 6th inning. Gleyber Torres homered for the second straight game, and host New York beat Boston. The Yankees beat Boston for the second straight time after losing the first 7 meetings this season. Taillon, 5-4, allowed 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings and won his 4th straight decision. Taillon struck out 3 and walked 2 and threw 56 of his 91 pitches for strikes. Hunter Renfroe hit an RBI single in the 8th for the Red Sox, who lost for the 6th time in 8 games. Phillies 4, Marlins 2, suspended game, JT. Realmuto smacked a 2-run homer in the 10th inning to lift Philadelphia to a win in a game that was suspended Saturday night due to rain. Jose Alvarado, 6-0, retired the Marlins in order in the top of the 10th to begin the resumed game. With Travis Jankowski at third base and 1 out, Realmuto hit his 9th homer of the season to right field off Yimi Garcia, 3-7. Philadelphia had a chance to win the game 2-0 in the 9th on Saturday night before Miami's Jesus Aguilar pulled a 390-foot homer to left, tying the score. Ranger Suarez allowed the homer. It was the 23rd blown save of the season for the Phillies, 2 short of the franchise record. Rockies 6, Dodgers 5. 10. Charlie Blackmon hit a 2-out solo home run in the bottom of the 10th inning as part of a 2-hit day, 2 RBI day, and Colorado beat Los Angeles in Denver. The Dodgers had grabbed a 5-4 lead in the top half of the 10th, but the Rockies tied it up when Trevor Story hit a sacrifice fly that drove in Garrett Hampson from third, setting up Blackmon's heroics. Colorado starting pitcher John Gray allowed 2 runs on 6 hits and struck out 7 in 7 innings. Michael Givens, 3-2, got the win. Phillies 7, Marlins 4. Philadelphia scored twice in the 6th inning in Sunday's regularly scheduled game and beat Miami to give them 3 wins in the 4-game series. With the score tied at 4 in the 6th, Philadelphia scored a pair of runs off Miami reliever Anthony Bender, 1-1. With runners on the corners and no outs, Gene Segura broke the deadlock with a sacrifice fly to center. Andrew McCutchen's grounder to shortstop Miguel Rojas was bobbled, allowing Brad Miller to score and give the Phillies a 2-run lead. Padres 10, Nationals 4, suspended game. Tommy Pham reached base 5 times and Fernando Tatis Jr. had 4 hits as visiting San Diego completed a 10-4 win over Washington in a game suspended after 5.5 innings Saturday night due to a shooting outside Nationals Park. Pham was 3 for 3 with 2 walks, an RBI and 2 runs scored. Tatis was 4 for 5 with a double, a stolen base, 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Manny Machado had 3 hits, including a double, with 2 RBIs. Jake Cronenworth and Ha Seong Kim each added 2 hits and 2 RBIs, while Webster Rivas also had 2 hits. Nationals 8, Padres 7. Alcides Escobar drove home Trace Barrera with a 1-out single to center off Padres closer Mark Melancon with 1 out in the 9th to give Washington a win over visiting San Diego. The Padres scored in the top of the 9th to tie the score 7-7. Victor Caratini drew a 1-out walk. Pinch runner Jorge Mateo stole second and third and scored on Trent Grisham's two-out single off Nationals closer Brad Hand. The Padres then loaded the bases on a pair of walks before Hand struck out Manny Machado, who hit a two-run, go-ahead homer an inning earlier off Daniel Hudson. Mets 7, Pirates 6. Michael Conforto's two-run home run in the ninth inning gave visiting New York a comeback win as it avoided being swept by Pittsburgh. Trailing 6-5 after the Pirates scored 6 in a wild first, Dominic Smith hit a leadoff single against Richard Rodriguez, 4-2. Conforto followed with his fourth homer, to center, to make it 7-6. Travis Blankenhorn added a three-run homer and Smith an RBI single for the Mets. Mariners 7, Angels 4. Luis Torrens and Ty France homered as Seattle won for the ninth consecutive time when rookie Logan Gilbert starts, defeating host Los Angeles in Anaheim, California. Seattle took 2 of 3 games in the weekend series. Torrens hit a solo shot with one out in the top of the fourth to give the Mariners a 3-0 advantage. France added a 3-run shot an inning later to double the lead. The Angels' Shohei Ohtani hit his major league-leading 34th home run of the season in the loss, while teammate David Fletcher went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts to snap his hitting streak at 26 games. Gilbert, 4-2, who lost his first 2 decisions, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits in 5 1/3 innings. The right-hander walked 2 and struck out a career-high 9. Brewers 8, Reds 0. Corbin Burnes recovered from his All-Star Game loss by striking out 12 over a career-high 8 1/3 innings to help visiting Milwaukee complete a 3-game series sweep over Cincinnati. Burnes, 5-4, allowed just 5 hits and came within 2 outs of hurling his first career complete game. After the Reds loaded the bases against Burnes with 1 out in the ninth, Angel Perdomo recorded the final 2 outs to complete the sweep. Before this month, Burnes, who threw 108 pitches, hadn't pitched into the 8th inning. Tigers 7, Twins 0. Jonathan Scope and Jeimer Candelario homered and drove in 3 runs apiece. Wiley Peralta pitched 7 strong innings, and host Detroit completed a 3-game weekend sweep by blanking Minnesota. Peralta allowed 4 hits and walked 4 while recording 4 strikeouts. He was aided by 4 double plays. Buck Farmer and Alex Lang pitched the last 2 innings to complete the shutout. Peralta, 3-1, has given up just 1 total earned run in his last 5 starts. Rays 7, Braves 5. Yandy Diaz's 2-run homer capped Tampa Bay's 4-run rally in the 7th inning as the Rays opened the second half with a series-clinching victory over Atlanta. With the visitors trailing 4-3, Kevin Kiermaier's RBI double into the right field corner sent home Joey Wendell after his single. Kiermaier stole third and came home on the second of Austin Meadows' 2 sacrifice flies. Diaz slugged his 5th homer following pinch hitter Francisco Mejia's double for the 7-4 advantage that the club held behind Colin McHugh and Pete Fairbanks. White Sox 4, Astros 0. Carlos Rodon struck out 10 batters and allowed only 1 hit in 7 strong innings as Chicago pulled away from visiting Houston. Rodon, 8-3, earned his 2nd straight win and pulled within 1 victory of his career high. He issued no walks and threw 68 of 98 pitches for strikes in his first start since representing the American League in the All-Star Game. Yoan Moncada and Tim Anderson each homered for the White Sox, who took 2 out of 3 games in the weekend series. Abraham Toro had a single for the Astros' lone hit, as Houston was shut out for the 4th time this season. Orioles 5, Royals 0. Matt Harvey produced his longest scoreless outing in almost 3 years, as the struggling right-hander blanked Kansas City over 6 innings to lead visiting Baltimore to victory. Ramon Urias had 2 hits including the 2-run single in the 3rd that produced the game's first runs for the Orioles, who won the final 2 games of the 3-game set to record their first series win since a 3-game sweep of the Houston Astros June 28-30. The Royals have lost 8 of 10. Harvey, 4-10, whose 7.70 ERA entering the game was the highest of any pitcher with at least 70 innings, allowed 3 hits and walked 1 while striking out 2. It was the first time he'd gone at least 6 scoreless innings since September 14, 2018. When he tossed 6 scoreless frames for the Cincinnati Reds against the Chicago Cubs. Cardinals 2, Giants 1. Paul DeJong homered, Harrison Bader delivered a late, tie-breaking RBI single and Wade LeBlanc yielded a run over 5 innings as St. Louis beat visiting San Francisco in the decisive series finale. With the game tied at 1 in the 7th, Matt Carpenter dropped a ground rule double into the right field corner off ex-Cardinal John Brebbia. 2 batters later, Bader beat out a check swing roller to first base that scored pinch runner Jose Rondon from third to put St. Louis ahead. San Francisco managed only a Darren Roof homer against 5 Cardinals pitchers. The Giants drew a pair of walks off St. Louis closer Alex Reyes in the 9th, but stranded both runners, and left 10 on base for the game. Indians 4, Athletics 2. Bradley Zimmer belted All-Star Chris Bassett's first pitch of the game over the fence. Daniel Johnson broke a 7th-inning tie with his first career homer, and Cleveland used a familiar script to beat host Oakland for the second consecutive day. Right-hander Zach Plesac, 5-3, combined with 3 relievers on a 4-hitter, allowing the Indians to record a second straight tight win. Johnson and Amed Rosario collected 2 hits each for the Indians, who have won 5 of their past 6. Bassett, 10-3, was pulled after the 7th inning, charged with 3 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 8 and did not issue a walk. It was the righty's first loss since April 6. Diamondbacks 6, Cubs 4. Merrill Kelly struck out 6 in 8 innings and did not walk a batter, and Eduardo Escobar hit his 21st home run of the season in Arizona's win over visiting Chicago. Kelly, 6-7, came close to the first complete game of his 3-year Major League career but was relieved with no outs in the 9th inning after Chris Bryant doubled and Javier Baez brought Bryant home with a single. Joakim Soria retired the first 2 batters he faced before Rafael Ortega hit a double to score Baez and cut Arizona's lead to 6-4. Field Level Media.